it's pretty even. I guess it comes down to who's driving.
And track specific as well. I think those two are the second and third post team. They're on par in my opinion. It's just whatever characteristics the track suits best for them.
Practically a good chunk of this. Diaby leaving for 55 million essentially brought you
another Premier League club.
The Premier League essentially funded Bayer Leverkusen's run to the top, because with just Diaby being sold, you got Boniface, you got Tella, and then you have some residue that you're able to get Xhaka with. Well, look at that. All three of us are together in the same room. So there's actually 3 Ds instead of 2. Welcome, everybody. Saturday evening. Officially round 2 of the group stage of the Euros is done. Copa America's kicking off. And guess what? There's nothing good to cover there because it's absolutely rigged for Argentina, because why not? And we've got some transfer deals going on. We've got some tea or some dit in regards to McKennie from former gold journalist Romeo Agresti on that regards, and then we'll talk some of the winners and losers of the Euro. We'll make fun of Spalletti, because who doesn't like to make fun of Spalletti? So let's do the old and let's get this bad boy started. Dave, how are you guys?
We're good. Great. Yeah, I missed you, man.
I'm great. Hey, all of my teams are doing well. McLaren in F1, Germany in the Euros. Man, I'm hyped.
You know, listen, Dave,
just because you did well.
Polar bears. Weren't you fighting polar bears or something?
No. Jesus Christ, no. Nobody fights polar bears. You guys are fucked.
No, he was training with them. He has a video compilation on how he did push-ups and everything with the polar bears.
With like the Rocky music in the background.
Yes. I did not have a polar bear encounter. I did see some fresh track. That was cool, but they were not. There's a whole northern ocean out there, guys. You don't just run into these guys like, oh, hey, there's a polar bear. What do you know? Hey, how's it going, polar bear?
Maybe it just like took a whiff and it's like, oh shit, Dave's here. Let's get out of here quick. I don't want to. Remember what happened to Ricky? Yeah, he got turned into a jacket.
Jesus, guys. We're not here to make fun of me. We're here to make fun of Mom Spaghetti. I can't even say it right. Mom Spaghetti's Mom Spalletti. Guys, I have it loaded up. Here we go. Spaghetti, there's vomit on his sweater. Spaghetti, Mom Spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks spaghetti. His palm spaghetti.
You got it on loop.
I know I have it on loop. Whatever.
Oh boy. Yeah, round 2. No, it's fine. Round 2 of the Euros is done. I think we can probably open with a recap and do the winners and losers. Obviously, I think by the title, one of the biggest losers is Italy in round 2. Unfortunately, sorry, Italian fans, but we're gonna have to cook you a little bit, and not al dente. You might be your noodles were a little bit overcooked and soggy based off of this game, but let's go into the matchups. I'll kind of read off some of the matches for round 2, and we'll go from there and have some fun discussions from that. All right, Group A, Germany 2-0 against Hungary. Scotland ties 1-1 with Switzerland. That one actually surprised me a little bit already. I'm not gonna lie. And then Albania nearly making me smash my head against the wall because if I have to watch Ilsed Husay play right back for that country again, for the love of God, I'm going to lose my shit.
You know what will happen versus Nico Williams. You know what will happen.
I think it's he's on Nico Williams' side because I didn't get a prelude to that from Di Lorenzo, right?
It doesn't matter on which side he plays.
Doesn't matter. He's bent over. He's bent over. Well, maybe the German authorities will, step in and take Husay off the field, put him in a safe space or a safe corner to prevent him from being violated. I heard Germany is good to prevent players from, getting abused and stuff like that. Maybe get a security guard or something. Just escort Husay from the premises. But
only Germany abuses German players.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, but Albania fumbling a 1-0 lead to a 2-2 draw. Well, they had to come back and get a 2-2 draw against Croatia. I mean, great showing from a team that no one expected much of, but I think that was points dropped there. Moving on, Dusan Hujovic tied 1-1 with Slovenia because I did not even remember he played. But Slovenia and Serbia 1-1. Serbia getting an equalizer in the last 10 seconds. Serbia national tournaments. It's almost like, I feel bad for Serbian fans because it's just like their national team is like, hey, I'm going to be back and get some milk before we go in the national tournament. And they never show up. So Serbia is the definition of a deadbeat dad. All the talent in the world, but just can't show up. Moving on, we've got Denmark.
Can you say something on England?
Yeah, we can talk about that one because I know England's a loser on that one. So we got ourselves here because Oscar's here in the chat as well. We got 1-1 Denmark and England of Gary. I don't know what the fuck I'm playing Southgate because I have some of the best players in the world and I have no idea what the fuck to do with them. So fuck off.
He plays Allegri ball. He plays Allegri ball with one of the greatest individual squad. Yeah, man.
Allegri for English national team coach.
Dude,
he would probably do a better job.
Cooking. He would be
I'd love to see it.
God, man.
Phil Foden as the second striker. Mamma mia.
And the next game, I need someone to check on Sam Adamo, make sure Sam Adamo's okay because Spain absolutely railed his national team there 1-0. Honestly, the scoreline does not do that game justice. I would say all thanks to Donnarumma, in my opinion, because if it wasn't for Donnarumma, that's easily 4-5-0.
Was anybody expecting any different? Like, I wasn't surprised with that outcome.
Watch out, man. You might trigger Marco Messina. Marco Messina's like, oh, man, I knew we weren't that great, but we're that bad? I thought this team's better than the 2016 team. I'm like, dude, Jesus Christ. Nah, it was funny. Sal cooked him on Twitter.
Sal does a lot of cooking. I would love to meet Sal one day and have him cook me a meal.
So I think that game is worth a little bit of in-depth analysis once we rattle these suckers off. But I'm gonna go against the grain here, and I'm gonna kind of critique Calafiore a little bit. So you guys might not like me after this video if you don't, or if you
I'm
do
surprised
already.
anybody still listens to you.
I know. We still
it's just like if you want to hear who Dash hates, he's gonna let you know. Let's go. Who do you hate today?
It's gonna be Spalletti and Calafiore.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game. So let's cook with this.
Yes. So Slovakia. So let me finish the recap real quick. Slovakia and Ukraine. Ukraine apparently decided to show up. They beat Slovakia there 2-1. Poland still has not gotten any points this tournament. Austria absolutely bamboozled them. Tech did what he could, but unfortunately it wasn't anything there. Netherlands dropped this game into a draw by an offside technicality because I love how people were throwing their arms about this. Your striker was offside and standing next to Magnan. Like, yeah, you're
clear.
going.
For me, it's 100% clear.
It's 100% clear. I don't understand why people were losing their minds over that.
That's an offside everywhere. Like it's not a conspiracy or something.
The lowlands are offside. Let's just say that.
It is.
Netherlands, Belgium, none of them can stay onside.
Clearly. And then going into today, that wraps up the round 2. Georgia and Czechia 1-1. Georgia, to me, is impressive. They should have won that game. I don't know why they didn't.
100%.
They should have won that game. Czechia just looked like trash.
They couldn't finish their meal. couldn't finish them either. That was their problem.
Yeah, Turquia, that's their actual new name now instead of Turkey. Turquia and Portugal 3-0. I guess Turquia just had premature ejaculation the first game and blew their load the entire first match and made
are you
comical own goal this game.
Are you applying then because Turkey, or however we're saying it now, changed their name, that you're also going to screw up how we say Czechia? Czechia?
No, they say Czechia. Czechia.
German. Okay, let's get the German input. How do we say it?
I don't know. I've heard Czechia.
You want the German way? And
yes, I mean you guys were in like control of them to some degree.
I mean, I can give you the Albanian.
Maybe you should know who you're.
but we are calling them in German, Czechian or Czechische Republik.
Yeah, well, I can't because I said the Czech Republic, and someone's like, "No, that's not correct."
It's not correct anymore. But you said like Czechia, and I'm like,
"That's the Albanian way. That's how we say it. We call them Czechia."
Okay.
Czechia.
All right. Well,
it's like a
in America. Anyway, sorry, I had to.
You mean Yank? He's doing Yank speak.
Goddamn Yank.
Cheska. That's what Roll on the Floor FTW says. Cheska.
Okay.
Like
I mean, we all have different ways of saying it. That's
like
just
Timmy
Chestnuts.
Timmy Chestnuts.
So it's Czechka. Okay.
There you go. We learned something new. Cool. And
all right. So we're all wrong.
Yeah, clearly.
All right. We're all wrong. That's good.
So Lukaku apparently got his knee offside this match against Romania.
Yeah, that was tight.
2-0, unfortunately.
Once again.
Yeah.
Poor Lukaku.
But the crazy thing about the Portugal match, Ronaldo got an assist. Ronaldo, the playmaker, Ballon d'Or 2024 confirmed.
I'm just going to be so amazed with anything Ronaldo does this tournament, I think.
I'm amazed that he can run.
He stays in good shape. He gets a lot of sun.
Yeah. He has in these Euros already one more goal contribution than Messi had in his whole Euro career.
Oh God, I nearly strangled myself with how many one-on-one Messi missed against Canada. Good Lord, and that guy. Watch if that guy gets a Ballon d'Or nomination this year in the final three, I'm losing my shit. Messi looked terrible against Canada.
But do we want to talk about Lukaku for a second?
I don't care. Whatever you guys want to talk. I know we got to cover Spain and Italy. That's the one thing.
Because before we go to the main event, just like a couple of thoughts on Lukaku, because I think he had an actually like really, really good game. Like he can't finish the ball to save his life, and when he finished it, he was offside. But with his back towards the goal, he was incredible again, man. With how he received the ball, shared them, laid them off to a cutting winger or to an attacking offensive mid, or to Tielemans for the first goal. That was Lukaku's assist. Dude, he's like his intelligence in that space and his strength to lean on a defender so the defender can't reach the ball, and him just to find an open passing lane for a player for another player to finish it. Still good, man.
His off the ball movement is still great. Like, for example, if you're looking for someone to physically facilitate, like it's like, for example, it's like Skamaka, right? Where it's like, if you want that point person up top to facilitate your game, like he's great for that. Like if you're banking on Lukaku to get you 20, 30 goals a season and scoring in the clutch, he's not your guy. I mean, unfortunately, he's not. So, like, again, for me, it's just like physically, he does what you need him to do in that regards. But if you are putting all of your offense on that guy alone, it's the same thing like Dusan. If you're putting all your offense on Dusan, you're not going to get anywhere quite well. Which that for me is one of like, this is for me, and maybe this is subjective, right? But like all of the Juventus players that are in the Euros have not done well.
Rabia was man of the match, wasn't he? That's what Chiesa.
He's technically out.
Chiesa had the man of the match.
Dude, that is the most fraudulent man of the match.
Doesn't matter. It counts.
At this point, I'm not surprised if Locatelli gets the man of the match.
Yeah, man of the match on the couch. And we'll get to that, but you know how many times I've been seeing that people are like, if Loco was in that Italy-Spain match, Italy would have done better. They would have won. I'm like, what?
Man.
I'm like, what? Yeah, you know what Loca would have done? Instead of, holding the ball, he would have gave the ball to Bastoni or Calafiori because Loca can't hold the ball to save his life. God, that was one of the most insane takes ever. But like, for example, I was hoping that I would see Dusan, shine a little with Serbia. No. Chiesa, again, when the going gets tough, Chiesa forgets that he has to get going. I mean, that's honestly the epitome of the Spain game.
I
It's
didn't
like
even
I look at.
notice him in the game.
I had to ask someone if he was playing. For example, Cambiasso was put in as a winger again. You noticed that was interesting. Cambiasso's played more as a midfielder and a winger than he has as a right back, which I found interesting.
He was dude, that was so weird, man, because he subbed him for Fratesi, and he was exchanging position with Di Lorenzo. Like sometimes Di Lorenzo went forward and Cambiasso stayed back. Sometimes Cambiasso inverted into the midfield. Man, it was so weird with how they played on the right side.
You want to know why? Here's the solution behind it. Why is because Spalletti was a one-hit wonder, and the people that certain content creators that were like, Napoli should do the right thing and release Spalletti from his contract so he can coach the Italian national team because he'll make us play hipster ball. Yeah, how's that working? Like it's. You know what? Let's go for it. We're gonna break down into this game real quick now because, like, to me, this is the Spalletti that like it is absolutely like I don't understand how people were expecting something different. Like they beat Albania, which in my opinion was an armpit save away from being a draw. Whether people want to admit that or not, it's the truth. Calafiori got burnt badly by Mana. And then it's like, you think you're gonna go in there, and this is and it's not the fans that irritated me more than it was Spalletti, because Spalletti was like, "Spain's not the only country that plays good football." Like, dude, really?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's Spain and Germany.
Like seriously, because let's talk about the hipster ball. You want to know what Spalletti's hipster ball produced against Spain? An expected goal of 0.16. With one big chance that entire match.
Hey, that is Allegri ball without scoring.
It's Allegri ball with conceding.
Yeah.
That game, Spain massacred Italy. Like, it was a massacre. 20 total shots, 9 on target, 6 big chances missed from Spain. Like, that is absolutely... Like, that is insane.
We do have to appreciate the fact that Spain still doesn't have an out-and-out, like, world-class striker like Lukaku.
They have the next best thing in Alvaro Morata.
I'm sorry, I just had to make
Get me my boy. I still want my boy Morata, man.
I'll take him, yeah, sure. But he's not, like, when you look at the team he has behind him, he's a bit underperforming, let's admit it.
You guys want to have?
Can't you imagine when you have Chiesa and Mason Greenwood behind him, how he will cook?
You want to know? You want to know something absolutely hilarious about this game from a statistical point, from a numbers perspective? Who was the worst player on the Italy roster?
Chiesa.
Yeah,
it's got to be. It's got to be
the worst player on the pitch. And people would say it was Di Lorenzo from getting cooked. No, it was Chiesa. You want to know why? Because Chiesa, and this is the creative genius of why I think Spalletti is an absolute sham of a coach. When you're playing against a Spanish team that moves the ball around, that likes to go out wide, but they can't get an end result in the middle of the box, you want to know what you do to counteract that? You put 3 center backs in, and you don't leave Di Lorenzo out to die on the wing by himself. Because you want to know why? Because Chiesa doesn't track down and play defense. So guess what happened? Williams, Mr. Nico over there, took Di Lorenzo, took his old ass out and put him behind the barn and shot him in the back of the head. That's literally what happened that entire game. And Chiesa, with his finger in his ass, was like, "Hey, I wonder if I nutmeg a guy, will I get another fraudulent man of the match?" Like, seriously. Is there anything else? Like, what? Let me guess. Allegri taught Chiesa not to cover and play defense and help Di Lorenzo because Di Lorenzo was getting harassed the entire match.
No, we know the best phase of Chiesa's game is his defensive phase.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's right. That's correct. He tracked up and down against Ukraine like 8 months ago. How did I forget about that? Unbelievable.
It's funny. It's all over the place. I've been mostly staying off of it, but this is great. Yes, sir.
My problem with the Italian squad is, look, you will never win a midfield battle versus Rodri, Pedri, and Fabian Ruiz with the midfield of Barella, as good as he is, but Barella with Jorginho and Fratesi. Fratesi in all the games so far has been a non-factor, and Jorginho is not physical enough to play against that material. Jorginho can control the ball and everything, yes, but you in this game have to switch into the role of disrupting Spain's midfield. That's because I would have put Cristante from the beginning into the game because he is a disruptor, and that immediately weakens at least some of Spain's build-up because all of their build-up happens through the midfield, and then from there sharing it to the wings and let Nico Williams and Yamal cook Italy's fullbacks 1v1. And by the way, this game also shows why Di Marco is a left wing back and not a fullback. And also Di Lorenzo, the poor guy. Yes, I still like him, and I would still get him honestly. But the poor guy, against the Nico Williams, has no chance. Of course, if he's isolated 1v1 without the right winger, at least doing some help defending. He was isolated in 1v1 all the time.
The whole time.
And that's the problem why it looks, of course, even worse than he actually was, in my opinion. And the whole thing, in my opinion, is down to not having a midfield disruptor there. So I would have taken Jorginho out, put Cristante in, and if I played Terror Ball like he did, then actually play it effectively with the disruptor like Cristante, with Barella in front of him, and then my God, yeah, I don't know who they can put Fagioli up front, man.
And to kind of build on that, so on paper the formation was it was a 4-1-4-1, which I've never seen Italy execute a 4-1-4-1 properly at all. So essentially what you were doing is you're having a back four of Di Lorenzo, Bastoni, Calafiori, and Di Marco, and Jorginho. So out of that entire back line, maybe Calafiori and Di Lorenzo are used to playing in a back four. Bastoni isn't. Di Marco isn't. And then you're essentially having Jorginho, who is the slowest human being alive. Yep. In between both lines, and I like him as a passer, don't get me wrong, but if you're expecting him to do more than just pass the ball, you've lost your bloody mind. Where you have Fratesi and then
he only works if you play a ball possession style, and Italy didn't play that. No. You can play Jorginho if you're a team that plays 30 or 35% ball possession only. It doesn't work that way because he's not all over the field like he should be for a regular hybrid 6 or 8. That's why I play an actual 6.
And to make it more interesting is you have essentially an inverted triangle with Fratesi, Barella, and Jorginho. Where, in my opinion, I don't think Fratesi is. You needed someone that has more creativity than Davide Fratesi, and with all due respect to him, but the issue with Barella, right, is Barella is going to be your defensive obstructor in a sense, but you need a Çalhanoğlu who is able to move with Barella to execute that properly. I thought that midfield trio was absolutely atrocious. Throwing in Pellegrini as a left winger or a left mid made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Because it's just for example, you don't have the squad depth. Because even with Albania, you played Fratesi, Chiesa, or Pellegrini in the wing position, where it's you don't have the roster for wingers. So stop playing that. You have players that are more suited for back threes on this entire roster. Scamacca, Barella, Fratesi, Bastoni, Di Marco. Calafiori can play in a back three just as well, too. And Chiesa. Because, to me, and this is the irony of it, right? Where Chiesa's Spalletti lets me be free and in the wild and liberated. How's that working for him? Free to take a nap on top of the right touch line. That's what he's been doing. So it's you essentially put this team in a poor position to win because for some reason you thought you could outpossess the guys that made possession footy. Where's the logic in that? You want to know how Italy's always been successful against Spain? Soak up pressure, sit back, and hit them when they make a mistake. Guess what? Spain did that to you, which is ironic because Spain out-Italy'd Italy in a sense.
Because Italy isn't playing Italy anymore. That's it. They're not playing their quintessential style, which when your team does lack certain aspects of the play, overall, like we have a bit of weaknesses in all phases of our game. You need to lock down. I mean, we saw that with Juve all season, right? We had those weaknesses. We tried to mitigate those weaknesses, not expose them to the enemy, essentially. And that's why everything looked like gas. But because we have this hipster mentality these days that we have to have beautiful football. And you'll have people, ex-coaches, ex-players, just random assholes on the internet saying like, oh, it's imperative. You must play beautiful football. Okay,
No,
so why are you crying when you lose now?
It's the national team. That's the irony of it. Is it's
No,
international.
let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Like, in my opinion, everybody hates how England is playing, and yeah, I'm having fun of it as well because of all the individuals they have. They're playing tournament football, man. They're playing a defensive style. They're not high pressing. They're conserving their energy. It's intelligent tournament football, but the whole damn UK is going off. Oh, we have no ideas. We don't have an offensive identity. We don't have this. We don't have that. Dude, you're still getting the points, man. It's crazy to me that they put me in the position of me defending actually like Gareth Southgate because he plays intelligent tournament football.
Fucking German, you're not allowed to.
Here's the irony. I think more so because the English are great at
modeling. But Dave, I'm still a balanced football guy.
He is. I am a man of
my
culture.
principles, but I am a man of honesty.
All right.
Well, I mean, here's the irony of that, right? Because if you look at Southgate's track record, he went to the semifinal of the World Cup in 2018. He went to the final in the Euro, and he went to the quarterfinal of the World Cup again. And we'll see where he goes here. But it's not tech. You know how many teams would kill for that kind of run? So it's like, yes,
Germany in those years.
Yeah. But like, for example, he's gotten England far. I think the issue is like, for example, I think it's more on the players bottling than Southgate at some point. I mean, we troll him, but this is where I find it ironic because like Italy have been able to go and they have a historic representation of deep tournament runs by playing old school, sit back, soak the pressure up, hit him on the counter.
Yeah.
That is Italy's MO. The fact that they were going against this MO, like Mancini to me found a perfect blend between the two. And that's kind of like, and I think that Euro 2021 squad, everybody was hitting the right cylinder at the right time. But like that was a proper amount of balance where Chiellini and Bonucci were able to absorb the pressure and then outlet it through Spinazzola and Di Lorenzo, who were playing really good that season. Same thing with that midfield trio. It's just, for me, I find it ironic because you have IFTV making clickbait videos of saying this is why Italy is going to win the Euro. And then when Italy's like, whoa, we didn't hype them up that much. We're backpedaling now. And it's just like, dude. And the irony of it is like this team is better than the 2016 team. I think the Italian 2016 Euro team is the most underrated team that Italy has fielded in the last 20 years. The most underrated roster.
I have a feeling as well, especially we'll call it the IFTV effect, right? Where us as a fan base, especially the fan base here that likes to exist, spend some time here on the internet, whether it's the YouTube, the Twitter, what have you, right? But we've been lying to ourselves. That's all it is. Because of trying to produce all this content, we've made hype shows out of everything. And we've scapegoated, as you know, certain coaches and propped other certain coaches up, right? In this case, it's Mom Spalletti that's being propped up for whatever, because he won a Scudetto. Good for him. I mean, the fact that he did that with Napoli of all teams, you got to give him credit where it's due. Sure. But here we are. We've just, I think I've just gone 360. We're talking about hipster ball. Hipster ball just doesn't win. We've done it to ourselves. We have nobody else to blame but ourselves and the content creator community. Maybe not us personally, because we tend to just like go completely the opposite direction, just trash on everything. But like the FTV effect. Let's say we're on the same spectrum of Sunday League coach who will just like sit there and troll for the sake of it, right? So it's not everyone. But fuck. Like how many Northeast Goombas out there just jerk off to IFTV every Tuesday night when they release an episode and just like
Well, Sunday League coach
didn't they literally
It could be literal.
Didn't they literally share an episode called "This is why we are winning the Euros" the week before the Euros?
Oh, that
started?
I thought you were talking about people jerking off to them. Yeah, that could be literal too. Probably is.
And they literally did an episode about that. And now, oh my god, the world is burning.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought I didn't realize the gap was that big. We were screaming on this channel that the gap was huge. Hell, Sal was screaming that like poor Sal was having a heart attack prior to the Albania game because he knew that this wasn't good. It's like, come on,
Sal has
guys.
in the group. Poor Sal has the third in the group. I have all the predictions down, and Sal has the third in the group, man.
This is the one you're referring to. I'm assuming,
Italy
right?
are going to win the Euros again. Just like how Allegri ruined Chiesa.
Yep.
Like I can say, like for example, can Italy win the Euros, or like having something where is it possible? But like, it's the same thing. Like for example, and this is where when I get into Calafiori as well. And guys, I'm not saying that he's ass. I want to make that specifically clear. I don't want to say Calafiori is garbage, but that is in 2 back-to-back matches where he has made critical mistakes in critical moments. And I'll break it down on the field why that own goal was him being in a poor position. Because it was. Because if you're ever making a tackle, you should never be in front of your net sliding towards your net in the position that he was in. He left back post wide open, which was his position to cover, and him essentially jerking back to that position, he tips it into his own net because there was a Spanish player over his right shoulder near the far post. Lost that guy, totally mismarked. And then the same thing against Albania as well. He got beat over the top by a guy that's shorter than him. Raymana is not a tall guy. Raymana beat him to the touch, turned him on his shoulder. And again, Donnarumo's armpit's not there. Italy's not with 3 points right now. They're at 1 point with 1 game to play. But that's where I look at it and it's just like, come on, guys. We got to be realistic here.
We should. Hopefully we're bringing people down to reality here. I mean, watch IFTV. I don't care, but it's like...
It's the backpedaling that irritates me.
It's like going to McDonald's, right? You're so excited to go there. You're having some like double bacon cheeseburger. You're so excited. You'll put it in your mouth and like all the chemical flavors, there's just like swirling up in there. Like, oh, this is so delicious. This is amazing. And then 5 minutes later, you feel like hell. So that's basically what it is. Don't do it to yourself. You know you're going to regret it in the end. Don't hype yourself up. This is Italy we're talking about. They're going to disappoint you. And then every like 16 years or so, they're going to somehow win a tournament. And you're like, we're fucking amazing. And you're going to ride that train for the next 16 years. Guys, it's only been 3. You got a while. Buckle up. It's not happening. I mean, prove me wrong. I would love for them to win, obviously. Like I am a fan.
But the main question is, will Ferrari break their curse, man? Since trophyless since 2008.
Did you just have to drop Ferrari in on there?
Yeah, man. I like to trash talk, you know. Poor guys won the constructor championship in 2008.
Okay, you know, I'm just excited that the sport is not the Max Verstappen show anymore. It's Max Verstappen and friends now. So
it's Max Verstappen and Lando.
But by the way, can somebody explain to me why the Max Verstappen victory music played before the Netherlands game?
I don't know. You know what's funny? I heard it looked like F1 had the better quality of that song. They were playing Max Verstappen's theme song essentially before the France game.
That's awesome. I didn't notice that.
They were playing the Formula 1 outro.
Nice. Love it. All right.
Yeah, the one in F1 has way more oomph.
More bass.
Well, it's big. It's big in Netherlands because what else do they win other than Max Verstappen winning and whatever bicycle competition they might be in?
You know what? They won the Euro.
Okay, yeah, that's why they did. Okay, okay, come on, stop poking holes. They did win at one point. And I do like the Dutch team as well. I've always been a fan. But you guys are ruining my jokes here by poking holes in them.
by being bad, by being balanced and honest.
I'm just here to make fun, guys. It's been a while.
Like, I mean, long story short, my concern is, like, for example, I'm gonna go back to Calafiori real quick. I hope that these two games knock some sense into Bologna and knock his price down, because, like, for example, he's a great player. Like I said earlier before this conversation, I am not saying he is terrible and a complete wash. In my opinion, he's not worth 50 million. He is way too raw and makes way too naive mistakes to be worth 50. Because, like, for example, if you're paying 50, you are paying for an absolute behemoth defensively, a guy that understands his positioning, where he needs to go, how he needs to move. Like, for example, Bremer does not make those mistakes.
Bremer does. Million. He was a little bit raw, but he developed incredibly within one season.
So then if you pay more than 50, say something in the realm of like 70 to 80, do you lose some of that defensive ability? A la Matthias de Ligt?
He's a defender? I thought he was a striker. I mean, that's what he says every interview. Has he played for the Netherlands?
Does he still have a job?
Does he have a job?
Yeah, he did. He played the first game. I know he did that. He's still around.
I'm like, is he employed? Is de Ligt still employed?
Does he have it? Is he though?
I thought he's giving the players their drinks.
I thought he was massaging Van Dijk's hamstrings or something.
Yeah, I mean, the old man needs a little rub down once in a while. Might as well get
him going.
Get Matthias his big meaty hands going.
That's my biggest concern, right? Like, for example, for me, I think 20 to 25 million, and if Gentili, which I think he is staying firm on that price, that is a fair price for Calafiori. I think it's exceptionally fair because, like, for example, because Calafiori gives you, this is interesting, right? I think Calafiori is a more refined Gatti in a sense, where Calafiori is able to move the ball a lot more intelligently, is able to progress the ball forward, etc. Right? I do think, like, for example, I think Gatti and Calafiori both have the same drawbacks, which is sometimes poor positioning and poor decision making. Fine. I'm not saying that's detrimental to his stock, right? Because they're roughly around the same age. If Calafiori was making those mistakes at 29, 30 years old, then that's concerning. But that's fine. My only issue is Bologna asking 50 million for that. If you are paying north of 50 mil, you need a defender that does not make those errors, that does not get beat over the top by a guy that's a lot shorter than he is. That's one of the things. You don't make a poor positioning that forces you to make an own goal, even though own goals this tournament have been, I don't know what the hell is going on. I guess people just lose track of which direction they're kicking. But
I think it's already 7. It's crazy.
Today, there was another own goal today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with today's, I think it was 7.
I think there's been one. There's been one every day.
You could say this is like the OG tournament.
Yep.
Man,
just let the silence settle in there for a little bit.
He goes to the Arctic Circle, and that's what comes back. It goes back to fucking North Pole, and he comes back with.
Do you hear the crickets?
No, I hear I hear the Arctic wind blowing behind me.
Yeah, just the whistling of the wind.
Just the whistling of the wind. Dave there with his big Eskimo.
I hear the polar bears that weren't there.
Yeah, the polar bears walking up with glass Coke bottles and just opening them up and just drinking them.
Oh geez, Coca-Cola Christmas commercials. Come on.
But so, like, for example, and listening to Fabien's comment here is, like, for example, I think Calafiori is great to pair with Bremer because Calafiori is going to move the ball forward, though I do think Bremer is underrated in his ball capability, his ball moving skills.
100%. We have all the stats. He's underrated. We have all
we did that. We did a video on that. I think that's a great pairing, but it's just like, for example, proper organization is you have the one that's the enforcing defender, but you have the other one that's going to be your more facilitating defender. But the concern is for me is, like, again, I don't think Calafiori is a 50 million euro defender. He's not. He's 25, maybe 30 if you want to be a little bit more generous, which for me, I think fans need to relax because the whole Calafiori or the Ricardo Aura Calafiori, which I thought was a corny terminology, and then like people comparing him to Maldini because of his long hair and all that. It's so tacky and it's so corny. It's so corny. But he has the tangibles to be a great center back. But I think for 50 million for some of the errors, because you're on the national stage and you make 2 errors in 2 games back to back. You didn't get punished for one, you got punished for the other one. So that's going to be interesting to see how he reacts against Croatia, because Croatia's coming at them with everything they got, because Croatia wins, they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So Italy is by no means out of the woods, but I think again the overall or the ridiculous hype that people had for Calafiori because of the goals that he scored against Juve in the Bologna match that meant absolutely nothing. I think people, hopefully that this kind of knocks them back down to earth, and I really hope that this knocks down the price tag, right? Because, like, for example, everyone was over the moon with Locatelli against Turkey, or Turquia, got to be politically correct here, that everyone's like over the moon over that performance, and then it's just like you overspent on him, and this is what you get from him. So
Chef is saying Bologna should stick with making great Bologna sandwiches. I don't even think they do that there, man. Like, that's such a disgusting American abomination of the lunch meats. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but I need a fresh artisan mortadella from Bologna, man. Oh man.
Yeah, now get some mortadella. Now we're talking, but like bologna? Come on, man. I mean, there's something weirdly delicious about it, and I will eat it once in a while. I don't know. It's just basically a giant hot dog. It's the same thing. But I'm taking mortadella any day of the week.
Oh, it's delicious. Pair it with some arugula, with some mozzarella. Man,
Buddy.
you have a nice and beautiful sandwich, man.
Delicious. Oh man. Okay, it's too early in the show, guys. Too early in the show to talk about the food.
Yep. So, my 2 cents on Calafiori, like, number one, just tone it down a little bit with the hype. He's still like, his 2 performances in the Euros don't wash away a whole season of performing really, really good in Serie A. So give the guy still time to find consistency, to find his role. Because before the tournament, what was it? I started 5 games before the tournament ever with Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it was
give him time to develop, man. Like, these are literally his first game on the big stage. Give him time to develop, and then he's immediately pushed into a 4-man backline where DiMarco's constantly pushing forward. And yeah, man, just chill a bit. Give it time to develop. Don't exaggerate the price, of course, and that's what Bologna tries. And I'm actually like a little bit thankful for these performances, because it shows that people shouldn't be hyping him up that much, and maybe that helps with the price, bringing it again down to around the 30 million. Because at that price, I 100% will get him, because the pairing of him, because he's physically strong and can pass the ball, will be a perfect fit next to Bremer. You give him like this season to develop, and in at least 1 or 2 years he will be great. He will be great.
Yeah.
Right now he's good, but let him find the consistency, and he will be an incredible future prospect for around 30 million. And in that case, if you get him for 30, I believe Bologna still gets around 18 million, if I calculated that correctly.
Something roughly about that.
Yeah,
with the 40% that Basel is getting. So
yeah.
yeah.
And that's
max
the main
max
thing.
55, by the way.
You know, go ahead, Dave.
No, sorry. I mean, we'll save this for Wednesday, but we already talked about how Chiesa is Cicciotti is working behind the scenes, getting him the man of the match. Now with Cauliflower, it's the same thing, but opposite, right? He's getting him to get the worst man of the match. The value's going to go down. It's just Cicciotti working in the background. We'll get into that when I put the tinfoil hat on.
Cicciotti like, hey, Calafiori, I need you to play like ass for the next 2 games. I kind of want to get you to move over here, so we need you to fall within the budget. I'm concerned because, like, for example, I need to see where all the Chiesa stands are, if they're okay, because their boy is not lighting up the Euros like they thought he would. And
wait to the round of 16, bro. You'll see.
I guess I have to wait until then, right? Wait until the final. That's
Well,
that's
what's
what
round of 16? Are we making it? Are we talking about this year?
maybe World Cup 2024 or 26. 26 World Cup.
We don't do World Cups anymore, bro. We're done.
Oh, that's right. It's overrated for Italy.
Sorry, I was just having too much fun with this.
Dash Dave, if just more than 52% of the people had listened to me, man.
You still have the biggest flex ever, man. You went on Bepe's stream and you made people vote Chiesa out.
Oh, that 52%. Yeah, that was pretty funny, actually.
What a moment, man. Still, a moment.
You dragged your nuts all over that chat, and it was hilarious because.
Fill people in if they didn't watch it, just so they know the context.
Yeah, so we talked about it on Wednesday, but like we'll fill folks on that are new to it. So Dave over here, German Dave to my right or my left, technically, went on Bepe's like game show stream.
German here.
And it's a big one. But he goes on there, and there's like a debate segment on there. So his first debate question is selling Chiesa. And if you are new to this channel, German Dave has probably hated Chiesa with a burning passion since day one. So he went on there. He's absolutely cooked him on Bepe's stream, and everyone on the chat was like, no. And then Bepe puts out a poll saying, how many of you should Chiesa be sold? He's losing it, and then all of a sudden makes a miraculous comeback and wins 52 to 48%.
And you know what? That was actually a beautiful question for you to have, because everyone else would have just like. It's hard when you have to debate the point you don't agree with, right? That's the difference between like somebody with an opinion and somebody that like does this for real or as a hobby or a job, whatever. You like people that like actually get into critical thinking and debate. And the fact that, I mean, you didn't have to do that. You were like the one person that they could have put on that show that would have went completely against Chiesa like that. It was just like, I'm taking the 50 cal out, boys. Put the 9 mil away. We're going for the big dog.
No, he did, but here's the funny thing about it, right? Like, so because the guy that went up against him literally just threw the argument with Chiesa's our boy as like his main argument. And then, like,
it's like he's our boy.
And then German Dave. So it's funny because German Dave wins it, and then German Dave, instead of walking away and leaving the corpse alone, German Dave proceeds to go up to the corpse and take a shit by saying, "Oh, by the way, you guys, Orsolini, the guy that everyone makes fun of, had a better season than your guy." So. Boom, and then walks away, and I'm like, he did not, because I was listening to that. I'm like, oh, he did not just do that.
Yeah, no, it was good.
That was the moment of my life, man.
You want to know something funny though?
Go.
Oh no, you know what? Go ahead, finish your thought, because this is a transfer rumor that just popped up within the last hour.
All right. So they dared and came with that topic into my home, into my area, where I have the stats, where I have done the research and everything. And dude, it was just picture perfect. And the messages, David out, hashtag David out. Oh my God, I loved it so. I the comments were amazing, and then there was some hold up, he's got a point. And then I said, I believe twice, the 9 goals and 2 assists, and I said, hey, for the money you're getting, you can get 9 goals and 2 assists also and everything. And the comments were saying, hold up, he's got a point. And
let him cook.
It felt so good, because
it's amazing,
because that is a chat that is Chiesa eccentric, like they're Chiesa heavy. They're
most chats we're the only one that we've scared them away. All the
I think we're like the only
guys,
we're the only community that like, people will sit there and have an objective like opinion on it. But the reason why I kind of wanted to talk up Chico is because I think this is bullshit, but it's a hoax. But someone decided to clickbait and fuck with people, but they said Hoyson, Chiesa, and Sule for Crava and Di Lorenzo.
That's definitely a troll. Come on.
I'm sitting here because like I'm like, why the fuck is this trending? There's no way this is happening.
And by the way, please no, because Kvaratskhelia is even worse than Chiesa, man.
Yeah, he did not have a great season either.
Dude,
Let him get sold. He needs to go abroad.
He's playing good in the Euros, but yeah, man. But he's even more one-dimensional than Chiesa. Oh my god.
There's Sal, and I did want to give him the shout out too on Bepe's stream, because the other thing that was amazing about that, not only Dave, but Sal was on there. Now, Dave, you got eliminated due to a technicality. I don't like those like games of chance. You know, I think it should have been based on merit myself, but you know, it is what it is. But Sal did make it to the final, and
He won the whole thing.
Yeah, he won. He won that bitch. He waved that banner. He stuck it down the ground. He's like, "I'm here, boys. Step aside. Sal's in the house."
He's like, "Toto's here, everybody." You know, Sal came in like Jacob Fatu came in on SmackDown yesterday. He just came in and massacred everybody.
Okay,
like,
so it is. It is the Saturday night call, and we still have a lot to talk about. I think we need to get into the transfer stuff, right?
Yeah, like, we can do.
We need to, especially seeing as we have some confirmations today.
Yeah, we do have some confirmations. Douglas Luiz is barring a shit physical because Alicia might have rode him too hard the night before. He is going to be a Juventus player. Juve are sending doctors over to the Brazil camp in the United States to evaluate him and sign the deal there. The deal is essentially donezo. Berenachea and Illing Jr. going to Villa and 28 million. Essentially, that's the bonuses, but good deal all around. You've essentially sent 2 backups and you got yourself a bona fide starter. Like I don't understand where people are losing their mind over Berenachea, because like, for example, those are the same people that whined about Rovella getting sent to Lazio. Like, that's honest to truth. That's the same freaking thing. Because it's just like, okay,
My only problem is because Berenachea is a bigger household number that you could use in different like negotiations in Serie A, rather than McKennie, because McKennie will be going out from Italy anyway. So I think we lost a little bit out there because we could have used Berenachea also in Serie A for deals. But I'm still okay with this one. Yeah, we paid 3 million more than intended because Berenachea's value is a little bit less than McKennie's, but still I'm okay with it. Man, we paid only 3 million more, and we still can sell mac and cheese for 15 to 20, and it's still a good deal.
All right, Dave, you need to shut up for a minute because the true champion is here, Sal. This is Choto.
Is in the building,
and chat's rolling in too. How's it going, guys?
It's like the Wyatt 5. The Wyatt 5.
Oh, what a beautiful jersey, Jeff! What a beautiful jersey.
Oh, of course.
Oh, there we go.
Have to do it. I got plenty, actually. I got a long sleeve one as well.
Scripted.
I love it. Yeah. So how's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah.
We're here to bask in the gloriness of Sal here, the official Just Juve game.
Do we have to get up for Sal and sing the Italian national anthem?
No, we have to put our ones up.
That'll work.
Acknowledge the tribal Sal.
No,
Tribal Sal. No, it's the tribal Toto.
Toto, yeah, because he did Africa, tribe down in Africa. There you go.
You know the funny thing, when David won that Chiesa poll, he had an opportunity to switch his card with the guy he just beat, who had the winning ticket to go to the final. So I was a little bummed about that because it would have been cool to play David in the final. But
that would have been awesome.
He had a chance. Yeah, he had a chance. But I like what Canadian Dave said. I think it was more skewed towards luck than it was merit.
Yep, 100%. There was no merit at all for it. No, there was zero merit.
Yeah, if it was like Jeopardy based, I think you two would have absolutely killed them. Because, like, for example, you killed the one guy with the Coop versus Douglas Luiz debate too.
Oh my god, that was so great. That was
a slaughter.
I think it was 75 to 25%.
Yeah,
on that chat. So.
Oh my god. That was the biggest margin. Do you remember those that were battling for the card? I don't remember question was, but he won versus them by 60 something percent, or with 60%. And that was already manslaughter, and then you came out and just wiped the floor with it.
Yeah, well, it was he gave us
Oh
that
my
one.
God,
He
it was amazing.
that one he gave some freedom in terms of who you could pick a player, any player, make a case for him, and I had to choose Dougie. So, and I've been following that for a month and a half now. So it was it was pretty nice. But
you and Goose, man. Goose isn't in the chat, but Goose is goosing it.
yeah, thank God. I mean, that one looks like it's in the books, so that's a huge signing. Just for the simple fact that
Absolutely.
now Luka's gonna pretty much be a bench player, So if he wants to see some minutes, he's gonna have to earn it, as opposed to being an automatic starter.
Yep.
So I really don't understand, like, some of the other chats that I'm in. People are, for some reason, very attached to the team from the last 2 years, and I'm having a hard time understanding why.
Because it's Allegri's fault, not the player's fault.
It's their star boys. Star boys. Locatelli is one of their star boys.
I don't want. And Beppe gave me a choice. He said, "Hey, do you want a jersey now?" And I could have got this jersey, or do you want to wait for the new one? And I told him, I said, "Man, I'm like, let's leave the past in the past." And because honestly, I want to forget these last 2 years and the majority of these players as soon as possible. So I'm actually really stoked in terms of having pretty much a brand new midfield, and then having Loka and Fagioli, because Fagioli, I'm still a little miffed with him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he should be an automatic lock.
Yeah.
I do want to see him ride the pine for a bit and earn his way back onto the squad, not go onto the squad because we're so deficient in any kind of technical quality that he just gets in there, just based on that. It's like, and I keep trying to tell people, like, get used to the fact that Juve should have good players, right? we should have these kind of mercados, right? We should be bringing in big names. Like, that was the norm, like, get back into that. So I don't know. I think it's going to take a little while, but
I just find the irony of this whole situation, right? Where everyone's like, Allegri doesn't know how to use young players. Allegri sucks at managing young players. Mount Dungeon until they come in and sell practically every young player.
And we've said this anyways. We've agreed with the process that the whole idea of the youth academy is that one, maybe two kids come out and become a star. In this case, we're looking at Yildiz, and then everything else is money in your pocket to make the deals to get the actual players that you need in your system, such as this deal that we're looking at right here.
Oh, this, I think, 100% is a steal.
It would be more of a steal if West wasn't such a dipshit, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to always be easy. So, yeah, I kind of expected that out of Weston McKennie. He wanted the bag, but I think the way he did it was in a complete catastrophic way. I understand, like, he maybe might have had a little more money, maybe like instead of like $2 million, I think it was like maybe $3.5 million.
No, he was asking for $5.5 million.
I understand completely. Yeah, that's what the thing is. And he was like asking money for his agent. It's like, you did only good for 1 year, buddy. Like, honestly, you have that kind of demand requires consistency, meaning not just the first season, but the second season. And the only reason why he probably did well in the last season, because he had to. And sometimes it's like, yeah, brother, like, you got to do that every year. It's not just 1 year and then, like, I demand it. Same thing with Chiesa, which we've been crapping on Chiesa. My opinion is really simple. I think he's got talent. He's a good dribbler. He can run and press, and he's got those stuff. But the problem with him is that he's entitled and he has no football IQ, and that holds him back tremendously. Like, it hinders his ability tremendously bad. And it's like, oh, well, I want to play my way, or I want to do this. Well, I want a new coach. Well, you have a new coach. He's hearing the stuff you're saying. Now he wants you out the door. So it's kind of ironic.
With Wes, it was he's asking Villa for $5.5 million, so he wants $3.5 million more than he was making at Juve. And in a way, I can understand if you're going to England and you can think like, okay, but like more than double your salary, bro, it's a bit too much. And then on top of that, asking Juventus for a severance, which amounts to 1 year of his contract with them. For having 10 assists? Really? That's what 10 assists get you?
Was he consolidated to be put on that deal, or did Gentili just say fuck it and threw him on there and then expected him to like it?
He threw him on there, but it wasn't a bad thing.
No, I think he didn't.
Team, right? Like Unai Emery's your coach.
He didn't talk to him at all.
Yeah, but at least he tried to get him into a team that's in the Champions League, has a good coach in Unai Emery. Right? You're still going to be in Europe.
You're not going to be made fun of for eating ketchup.
I think also. Yeah, I think also, like, with that, though, it's like Aston Villa is going to play, most likely, I would say that we're more likely going to play Champions League for one season. And it's a pretty boring place to live. Like, that's probably the only two excuses I can see for McKennie. Now, obviously, if he wants to bet on himself and then go with other clubs, let him try. The problem is,
which other ones?
Exactly. Yeah, he's got to do well in the Copa.
Cincinnati or Napoli?
Oh, that'd be hilarious if he just ends up in Cincinnati now.
He'd probably be the best.
I don't see it happening.
But it won't go against their like foreign player count, so they can like put in this European superstar, but on an American roster spot. Like, let's go Cincinnati. Let's do it.
No, he technically would be one of those luxury players. He actually would fall in line as a luxury player, so he'd be making bank and probably be the best player in the MLS at that point.
Well, they could put him on that list, but in terms like the team doesn't have to put it against their foreign roster.
It'll be McKennie versus Messi for the United States.
I think if McKennie's smart enough, he should go to Napoli. But then again,
but that's the thing. So if
McKennie for Di Lorenzo straight up.
The thing I don't understand is if he goes to Napoli, he's playing once a week. I don't even think they qualified for Coppa Italia.
No,
I agree. No,
I think that's too trash bag Italian for him. Like, he had hard enough time living like civilized northern Italy. You want him to go to the south?
Well, hold on. I just got an idea.
He screwed up, bro. He fucked up. Like, he screwed up. At the end of the day.
Maybe we send him to Milan. Maybe he'll be more interested in going to Milan so he can continue digging out Fratese's sister's guts.
Yeah, I think that's a better move. He needs to go further north.
He's got to go further deep.
Maybe Venezia.
I mean, he really. I mean, I don't understand why he did what and because of that, like Mota was high on Barrenechea. He wanted to give him a look during the off season, right? So he's pretty much done with Juve. Like, that's.
I agree. Yeah,
it is what it is. So he's done with them, and it's sad that it had to go down like that. But
part of me thinks that Fagioli is going to be the depth piece for Luiz, because like I'm trying to think about this reasonably, right? Like, for example, if Mota gets all his targets, I think. Because Rabiot is a target, whether or not people want to admit it. Like, Rabiot is Mota's target. So if you have Rabiot on the team, I think you're running Koopmeiners, Luiz, and Rabiot as your starting three.
Yeah, and if not, I mean, and the links to Thuram are only getting stronger too. So,
And if he's 20 mil, as they're projecting him to be, Thuram is more than likely going to be a Juve player.
Yeah, and he would start over a Loca or a Fagioli at this point. So
yeah, the question is does Loca get sold?
I don't think so. I think honestly, I'm gonna be a little bit gutsy. I'm gonna have a wild take. I'm gonna be gutsy. I'm gonna say he actually does a lot better than last season. I think Malta figures him out.
I just don't think he's gonna have really if we're getting all these midfielders, I don't even know if he's gonna get the minutes to show it.
I think he will. I think he does it. I don't know why. I got a gut feeling.
Somebody gets hurt. That's the only thing.
You'll see him probably against like provincial sides, maybe just because there's so many fixtures, right? So they're gonna have to rotate a lot more, which could help him if he's playing, if he's playing the smaller sides, so it could showcase. So I mean, because it's really hard to do worse than he did this year, honestly.
I think Malta will play him more forward. Not as like the regista role, or probably put him in a double pivot. I just don't think he's gonna play what Allegri put him out to play.
The thing is, Coop is gonna be that forward midfielder. So, and it's Luiz is a lock. So
Mhm.
really, there's only one more spot you could put him in. So that's either Rabiot or Thuram. I don't see Loca being a first choice in any of those formations.
I don't even see him as a fourth. If it's Thuram on the roster,
Yeah.
He
And
hasn't,
you have
well, to
Fajoli
keep
there
it in
too.
mind, he didn't do that well this season too. So
That team didn't do well either.
that team in general didn't do well.
Yeah.
But like, because think about it, right? Let's look at this. Let's look at the lineup, right? So
He had
let's
more
say that all
contributions than Loca with
Let's-
less time.
like if
Right.
you look at all the targets that they have for the midfield, and if all of them hit, right? So you have Koopmeyers at the 1, you have Luiz at the 2, you have Rabiot at the 3, then you would have Thuram or Fajoli at the 4 or 5, and then maybe Locatelli's what, 6?
I don't think we have one French guy. I think this is what's going to happen is if Rabiot does not re-sign, we go for Thuram.
I find it difficult for him not to.
Yeah. And 20 million is doable because he's on his last year.
No,
That's
I know
right
it's
in- that's right in
doable,
their
but like
wheelhouse.
he's stalling. Whatever happens, it's going to be in the French midfielder spot, either Rabiot, Thuram, or Fofana is what it's
'Cause, like-
looking like right now.
Because, like, for example, here's the thing with France, right? Though France isn't like all this crazy in the Euro, but like the one thing that Rabiot is showing is if you put him around competent midfielders, like the one move that he did where he tried turning the defender on the left wing and won that foul. I have never seen Rabiot like half the moves, the skill moves that he does with France.
Yep.
I never see him do with us.
That's
like-
not his role with us, though. His
Well, I
role is to
understand that,
body
but-
people around.
Exactly. So, like, for example, if he actually is could you imagine his productivity if he has a Luis and a Koopmeyers next to him?
It would go up. You would expect,
Drastically.
Yeah, 100%.
like everyone, the whole team should be technically
I-
a lot
I
better,
under-
right?
I understand that. No, like I get that. But like, for example, and people are kind of like 7.5 million. Tech's gone, so Tech's salary is gone. Alexandro's salary is gone. So it's like
Sandro's gone.
I still thought like even
Those
after
small
July
salaries
1st,
are
the
gone.
decree is still there. Even
Yeah, they
after
still
the
get-
first- they
they're
still get
working
it,
on
right?
it. Yeah, he still
Yeah.
gets it.
So it should be good.
So
It's
like,
it's up to him though.
Bonucci was still on our books too this year.
I also think what for Rabiot is that I think he's looking for the decision to see. He's trying to see if Real Madrid's going to call him too. I've heard that rumor with the Real Madrid now that Toni Kroos retired. Obviously, they're two different midfielders, but yeah, he's looking to see there.
All those Frenchmen hanging out there too, right? You're gonna have Mbappe now. You're gonna have Tchouaméni.
Exactly.
Like, he played for Ancelotti already.
Yes.
You know,
But
I think
will they
I think
call?
I think that's
Give
the
him
thing that's
salary
holding
he
him
wants
off.
as well. Plays Champions League. You have a really high likelihood of winning it. You're gonna play, and you're getting coached by Ancelotti, and you're gonna get a higher salary.
No,
I mean,
obviously, if it comes to you, you take it, right? But this is the whole question, and this is Gentoli being the businessman if he's going to be playing hardball again because he wanted to do this before the Euros. We're now, a week and a half into the Euros, whatever it is now, and
Rabiot's waiting for the Madrid call. That's
Exactly.
honestly that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's not
but
Man
the
City,
contract
it's
is
not
up.
Bayern.
The contract's up. Gentoli could be like, "Screw you! This was the deadline. I'm going for Thuram, for instance, because yes, it's going to cost us a bit more money. Long term, it will probably be a bit less or even out, right? Because of the salary adjustments there.
Possibly. Well, because here's the thing,
It'll be
Dave, right? So
cheaper.
like if you sign Rabiot 3 years at 7 million, that's 21 million over 3 years. If you
I think that's 7.5 plus bonuses they're looking at. I think
hypothetical. I'm
you
just arbitrary, right? I'm just thinking arbitrary.
you're looking at I think at least 8 mil. But anyways,
Yeah, you're looking at roughly around 8.5 or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's like you
plus
do
the
that.
growth decree. You still have the growth decree with him too.
Yeah, so Juve could intentionally get a tax break on that as well. So it's like, in theory, I think Rabiot over 3 to 4 years could run you about 24 to about 30 million. Whereas like you buy Thuram, it's 20 million plus the agent fees plus his salary, which then adds all onto that. And I think it's more expensive, right? It is.
it is. No, it's more expensive, but you
Yeah.
have to have a player. Gentoli wants a player that's going to lock in.
No,
And
and
not hum and haw about if they want to play on this team. Are you fucking playing with us or you're not?
I'm not disagreeing with you, right? Like I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
No, but
the difference is,
you're also forgetting that You're also forgetting that Thuram is young enough to still sell him with a profit afterwards, so he will not be a loss on your books.
Yeah, the Bucks, absolutely.
Like in a couple of years, you will be able to sell him 100% more than 25 or the 30 million or whatever you are spending on him.
Yeah,
You
I
will
think
sell
it
him
about
for more.
washes out.
So
Like there might be a
he's
few
big-
million in one
So
way or
it-
the other, but at the end of the day, you're probably talking within a margin of 10 million or so.
No, I like I said, I get that, right? I understand that argument, right? I'm just going at it from like a numerical standpoint currently, right? Like for example, say that we don't sell Thuram, say that Thuram becomes a lifer like his dad in a sense, right? Stays a good chunk of his career at Juve. I'm not disagreeing with you there. It's just I'm saying because like the difference is, right? The difference between Thuram and Rabiot is essentially ready to go, where Thuram needs an adjustment period. I think because, like, for example, Mota has played with Rabiot and understands how Rabiot operates and works. I think there's less of a transition time there. I think that's probably one of the reasons why they're trying to re-sign him.
And also the fact that he's played in Italy too. So
I'm not,
Catherine hasn't.
I'm more so laying it out there, and I'm not saying which side is right and which side's incorrect, right? Like, for example, if you're trying to look at it from an economical sense, you go for Thuram, right? Hands down, you go for Thuram. But if you want sustainability or if you want to push or challenge and start really competing with Inter this season, you might want to lean towards Rabiot, right? Because, like, for example, if you drop, because we drop 30, I'm going to say 30 for Luiz. And then you're also going to drop 30 to about 40 for Koopmeyers, because I'm going to say that Huijsen gets thrown into the deal as well. You're essentially investing about 70 to 80 million in your midfield. So it's like, then you have to pay for Thuram that goes to 90 versus the 7 or 8 million, or let's say 10, because Rabiot's mom needs a cut of the top there for her agent fees. So you're essentially spending a little bit less. And from what it seems like this season, it seems like, and this is kind of to the detriment of Allegri, but Giuntoli's making a compete now squad from what it looks like.
Yeah, he's
Because
giving most of the players he wants. I mean, that's really what it is. He's doing the exact opposite of what he did last year for Max. And I think Thuram is coming regardless of whether we keep Rabiot or not.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they want to lock him in. Because I think they wanted to buy him last year, and last year he was around 40.
Yeah.
So he's on his last year contract now. Yeah.
But if you get all those midfielders, what happens with Locatelli?
That's what I mean.
And also,
he's a great off the bench.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're actually gonna have a bench again, guys. Like a bench. You're not gonna bring in
Sturaro, the new Sturaro.
Yeah, we're not gonna bring in Nonge. We're not gonna bring in Hans, right? Like,
or even Moretti.
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't even gotten rid of him yet. I keep hearing that he's probably gonna go to Genoa.
So a couple of my thoughts. Number one, just to go back to Locatelli for a second, because like contrary to how he played last season, I also think that he could excel in the Mota system. But he is the carbon copy of Douglas Luiz. Just Douglas Luiz is more refined already. So I would use Locatelli as a rotational piece. And then you use them both, like depending on the opponent. Maybe you can save Douglas Luiz here, or you do some rotation, or doing like a small game of chess with their minutes and everything to conserve their energy and everything. Because we know our clubman, our medical department is still trash, and I don't see improving for that yet. So if you have the possibility to go for some depth, like the Luiz and Locatelli rotation as rotational piece will be amazing. And I think Locatelli number one more because he has to fight for his minutes actually, and he will try to he has to improve his game, because it is now sink or swim. Like if you can't perform in a sink or swim situation, then you have to sell him next season.
I think it's going to be a make or break season. It's going to be a make or break season. 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a make or break season.
And my point on, am I the only one that is still thinking that Koopmeiners is a hoax? Like, I don't believe it, honestly. I still don't believe it.
You have to wait until after the Euro, in my opinion. Nothing is moving until the Euros are done. I think the only reason why Douglas Luiz moved was because Villa needed to make money.
They had to by
At the
June
end of the
30th.
month,
Yeah.
they had to sell him. Yeah, they had to sell him by the end of this month.
Yes, but still, where's that money? Like, yes, we are putting players into the deals, but it's 30 here, it's 30 there. We have to get at least two new wingers. We have, I don't know, maybe to get another striker option
The good-
because Keane is not worth much. Like it's 10 here, 20 there, 30 there. And I don't know if is there like 30 to 35 million that we can actually spend.
Yeah,
on
by
bookmakers?
selling the young guys. So those are Baranechea and Illing was instant plus Valenza, right? So that's
40 million.
yeah. So and then you also Soule still on the chopping block.
Mhm.
Same thing with Dean. Like all these young guys, like that's all pure profit.
Mhm.
We have to remember
That's
too.
where-
We
Go ahead,
started
Sergey.
with 30 mil, right? Like we were told we have 30 mil to spend, and then everything else you get through sales. Okay, well we spent about 25 of that 30 mil. Now after the Euro, we start selling, or hopefully before then. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think that there's no
but you
way that
also-
there's no fire sale.
Yeah, you also get another 40 mil. I mean, even though they were part of the swap to lower the deal, that's still 40 mil from those two guys on the books.
Mhm.
It's
As
separate
per-
transactions. It's
as-
separate
No,
transactions.
I agree with that. No, I 100% agree with that. Like I know with the plus Valenza, but if we but that is plus Valenza that is not going into these books right now because the deal is done in June. So the plus Valenza we are earning right now is to fix the books from this past
Previous season.
basically,
Yep.
and to cut the losses that we have. And I think we're still in minus 80 million or whatever over the season because of the Champions League losses and everything.
Yeah, but no, that money was
So,
covered. That money
I
was covered by the share buyback. That money was covered. So when they did the share buyback
Okay.
with Exor, that went to cover that. So we're actually in a like, and that's what I'm saying,
because I thought, yeah. No, because I thought the 200 million that Exor freed up are already counted in there because I thought we were around 180 million depth, and then they put some of it into to cut the depth of the club and some into the for player management purposes basically.
it was about 200 million that Exor raised.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm not too worried, I guess, about the money we actually have. Yeah.
They can't screw it up. We just went through a couple years of financiers running the club. If we fuck this up at this point, guys, like what are we doing?
Just put us in Serie D. Just put us in Serie D at that point.
I mean, might as well if that's the case.
Well,
I was gonna get back.
Think about it like this: if Heisen goes, right? So if he's going, and I even saw that Bologna is looking at Moise Kean, which could possibly go towards the Calaflori deal. Same thing.
That or Milik, right?
Yeah, and Milik, right? So that's already trying to get that number down because I agree with what you said. 50 million is nowhere near what we should be paying for him. Nowhere near. But if you're gonna sell Dean, they're valuing him at around 30.
Which is insane in my opinion.
Which is but pure profit, by the way. 30 pure profit. And if Soule, they're valuing him at 40. So you're talking 70 mil pure profit if those two guys.
Yep.
I mean, and like you said, that's what it is, right? That's what next gen is. I think Canadian Dave said it earlier, where it's like the one or two guys may stay. The rest of them, you sell for pure profit. You get them enough minutes or exposure somewhere where they get their value up. You have them on the books for nothing, and that's how you stay self-sustainable.
So Oscar's asking here, have you guys heard anything about the Milik plus money to Bologna and Calafiore to Juve? Or is it just a media scam? You can't trust any of them, really, though, can you? I think this is another case. A bit of noise before the Euros, and now the focus is just at the Euros. We'll hear hopefully more afterwards. Because Milik, I'm pretty sure is out. We're not in.
Yeah, and that was Giovanni Albanese
Morata.
talking about that Milik Bologna link.
Yeah, there might be some credence to that. I don't know how much. It's probably one of those things. There's been talk. They're looking for options. Obviously, we're with Bologna a lot. So yeah, maybe this is something they put on the table.
I think that's the only thing you're able to drop down that inflated price down is you have to sprinkle something in for them. That's the only way. But I think the big thing is if you are able to move Milik or Keane or both, you would be stupid not to trigger that 12 million buy clause that Morata has in his contract.
Yeah, I mean, you need it anyway, right? Because
12
that once
million.
they're gone.
12 million is not a lot, man.
Yeah,
For someone,
12 million is not a lot, man.
As a rotational player, yeah, I agree. I mean, he's not my favorite type of player, but I think he could definitely do some damage as a super sub. Yeah, I wouldn't mind him.
him coming off the bench is nuts.
Dude,
Mhm.
have you seen how Lukaku earlier in the game, like how he laid the ball off and everything? Like Morata can do that as well. Like he's not as big of a tank like Lukaku, but he can play that style of an attacker incredibly well, laying the ball off with his back to the goal, and he can like rip holes into the opposite defense by just doing a simple move, man. Like he has like his intelligence as a striker is incredibly high. And like a couple of points as well, because after the last Euros and everything, because he got trashed so much and everything, he got depressions and everything, and he went to sports psychiatrist. Sorry, I forgot my wording. And he did that, and he came back a mentality monster, man. And everybody at his past like inconsistent performances, but he was a consistent goal scorer for Atletico Madrid in a Diego Simeone system that doesn't benefit the striker, and he still performed good. And for me, 100%, 12 million, it's a deal you can't miss. And even if you want to get like rid of him in 2 years, you don't think a Saudi club will pay you 20?
I mean, we're going to be playing.
I'll say more 15. Yeah, I can see it. Maybe
we're going to be playing three.
It will be a net zero at the end.
So
we're playing 5 competitions too.
Yeah,
so keep that in mind.
2 games a week, and if you're getting rid of Kane and Milik, there is no backup to Dusan. Like you have to get somebody.
We're gonna get rid of Keane and Milik. I guess we can go for Morata and maybe Dybala. No, I'm kidding. Somebody else.
Part of me thinks, I don't think Dusan's going to be here in 2 years.
That I agree.
In
no,
if he doesn't, 1 year more.
Yeah, if he doesn't break through next season, I think they're selling his ass. Because it's just I
think he's going to get, like, if you're looking at that, if we're playing that possession-based football, right, he's basically going to have 3 players behind him who are going to be advancing towards goal. Like, this is his time. He's going to get he's going to get a lot more, one-on-one, right? They're not going to be I don't see, him getting double covered at all. He should have plenty of looks. Nope. And again, he's healthy, right? So a big part of it apparently last year was it took him a while because he was dealing with pubalgia.
Yep.
So if he's healthy,
dude, he had everything.
Yeah,
he had everything starting from the lower back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the question is though, then what's causing him issues with Serbia right now, right? Because I see the same Dusan I see at Juve in Serbia, the one that can't control the ball.
Yeah, but he's playing second striker. But they're playing
I think you say
I have no
behind
idea what they're doing
Mitrovic.
with the tactics, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they're playing. Sorry, but yeah, Dusan has been like quite okay with the ball at his feet and how he dropped back and everything and shot the ball. But he's still not a natural like second striker. I have no idea what they're doing with the tactics, man.
Oh,
they have so much talent over there, and they play. They play Vlahovic just Dybala. Of course.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying because that's the issue, right? Because he's unable to beat the main guy, which is, to me, how is a guy from Saudi beating you?
You know, I had this question because, like, when I was watching some of the tactics for Thiago Motta and the Bologna team, and then I'm looking at Jonathan Zirkzee and, like, the way that he plays, he's got a really good first touch and a really good ball control. And sometimes when I see Dusan try to control the ball, he's got a really bad first touch. And I'm trying to think, like, how is he necessarily going to, I was going to say, how is he going to fit the system? That was one of the things that was like bothering me because I always hear rumors like Motta wants Dusan, but the guy has a horrible first touch, so he's going to need to be better on the ball.
That's going to be essentially where it's going to be dependent on the person that plays the 10. That's honestly what it's going to be because, like, for example, the difference is, and this is where I think Zirk is underrated in my opinion, is Zirk plays the 9 and the 10. If you look at his heat map, that guy is everywhere. On the left, on the right, deep in the middle, goes here. Like, for example, the only player in Serie A that can do what Zirk is doing is Scamacca, in my opinion. There is no one else in that league that is playing in a similar style. So for me, it's like, and I understand, right? These games for Serbia, Dusan's playing as a second striker. That's kind of what Motta is looking for his 9 to do. Move around, facilitate the ball, advance the ball forward. Like, for example, Lukaku can do that. Morata, to the disagreement to many, he can do that quite well, actually. I mean, he was great for facilitating the ball for Ronaldo when they both played together at Juve.
100%.
So it's like
Dash, the man is playing in a high possession based Spain team or Spanish team, and which is like the closest thing to Motta because they are dependent on Morata receiving the ball around the midfield area, and from there share it towards the wingers. He is great in build-up play. He is great at holding the ball up and to the box and laying it off and everything. And that's why I think he fits perfect. Like, if you have Dusan as the first option, who maybe doesn't fit it 100%, but still can knock in goals, but your bench player fits the system perfectly. You won't have any problems, like in some games, like take Dusan out at the 65th minute or at the 60th, throw Morata in, and he will be incredible for you.
No, well, yeah, because you change your approach, right? Because in the beginning, you want Dusan to be your main offensive output. You put in Morata, that means you want your wingers or your midfielders to get more chippy goals or to facilitate through them. It's a two-prong approach. Like, I don't disagree with the tactic because, like, for example, Motta, essentially what he likes to do is he likes to have the middle feast first, and then once the middle feasts, he changes the pace by going out wide. And that's kind of what he does because, like, his wingers, their goal scoring contributions are relatively balanced because most of his contributions come through the middle, which is why, like, for example, when people are like, why does Motta want Salamakers? Motta doesn't care. Like, for him, wingers are like running backs. He doesn't give a shit about who they are as long as they can run and play defense. Like, you give Motta just average wingers and it'll make his system work. Like, you don't need a Chiesa for Thiago Motta's system. You honestly could use, like, for example, his top 2 wingers were Orsolini and Salamakers. Salamakers was a Milan cast-off, and I think we all know where Orsolini's from. So it's like you don't need that. I think you just need the proper facilitation through the middle. And that's where it really works. I think the main thing that we need to see Dusan do is Dusan needs to stop missing sitters. Where he might get away with it now because he'll have 5 to 6 chances instead of 3 an entire game. But for me, that's one of the biggest frustrating factors between an elite striker and a non-elite striker is a guy that can't put away balls in the fundamentals.
Putting away balls is Dash's fundamentals. All right. No, all good points. Man. It's really so much to digest this week, isn't there? We've been killing it. Do we need to do this? Guys, we need to have some fun. Have we seen the saxophone? Is there audio?
Yeah, there's audio.
Audio? Okay, let's keep going.
You can see German Dave in the background.
Bouncing to it.
Everyone's loving this dude. The internet's going crazy for him.
Man, the brother is going off.
Anyways, I don't know if that's going to be copyrighted or not.
I think it's fine. If
Could
you
be.
look really closely, you'll see a guy with a baseball cap and a beard and glasses. That was German Dave. It was just for his cameo appearance.
You sure it's
That was
German
me.
Dave? It could be German
but
Stu or German George.
in actuality, like, yep. But honestly, like, no shit, there's nothing more beautiful than having like fans of so many cultures, and you really watch football, man. I work close to the stadium at the facilities of my Berlin club now, so I see the fans from everywhere in front of the stadium, and dude, it is so beautiful seeing like all the different cultures. Like, Italy didn't even play it in Berlin, I believe, and they still broke the others broke spaghetti in front of Italian fans, like right in front of me. And dude, it is incredible, man. Like, there's nothing more beautiful than having football in your country, seeing all the fans having fun out there. Even the English fans that I met were lots of Spanish fans. I have seen lots of fans from Scotland and everywhere. Dude, Austrians, Polish fans from the game yesterday. It's incredible, man. It's incredible having football in your country.
I got breaking news. All right, this is just coming in maybe about 15 minutes ago, but we were distracted. It looks like Moise Keane is going to be offered to Nice for a swap deal for Thuram.
Plus money.
Well, yeah,
Obviously.
it's money.
Obviously, but plus money there. I'd be, yeah, let's do it.
But who's the
if he
source?
can,
Who's the source?
Nick,
There is no
Nick
source.
Semeraro.
I don't know who that is.
Semeraro, yeah.
Who?
He's
Who?
Yeah, he's around.
he's the guy. He's a dude.
I've seen him. He's been pretty busy this transfer market. I haven't seen him be wrong yet, but yeah.
This guy, usually from what I've seen, is he
The
usually
most
reports
the most
after
important.
everybody else.
I
The
mean,
most
this team's
important
gonna
to me,
be-
did he win the man of the match?
The interesting thing is with so many. Let's just say we get even maybe like 65% of the people we're linked to. It's a big overhaul.
Oh, huge.
It's a big overhaul. New coach.
Oh, yeah. Oh
new
yeah,
formula.
absolutely.
And he's only going to have them for what? A month before they start playing competitive games? Like, I don't really see Juve like coming out the box very strong. It's gonna take a while, I think, for you guys to get their understanding. So yeah, those first like I'd say 4 games are gonna be pretty interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if it looks a little disjointed, you know.
You'd only be disjointed when you start seeing the Mota out tweets.
It'll happen.
Oh, it's happening. Okay.
It's gonna happen.
They happened already. They already.
Yeah,
happened,
we
I mean,
gotta put
you
the
already
polls going.
you already got him Mota wanting Chiesa out, so there's
Yeah.
that aspect of it. So
Dude,
yeah, there's that. You already got Tripoli out.
we even got the hashtag David out. We even got the hashtag
This
David
is true.
out because of
And not this Dave. This Dave's
Like
good
that?
to go.
Like
That
that?
Dave
Surprised.
can go fuck himself.
I'm surprised that nobody's told me to fuck off yet.
Oh, they have. You're the one that went into the hornet's nest and said Allegri for 4 years.
Oh fuck yeah, for sure, absolutely. I'll still say it too, just to piss people off. I'll do it. Allegri in, Emperor Max forever.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Let's do it. I can't wait till he coaches the Canadian national team and the Albanian national. What other one did we say he's going to coach?
I'd like for him to coach the Italian national team
England.
personally.
No,
But-
England. He's going to make England great again. He's going to bring it home.
Dude, I think he could. I
You know how
think he
funny
could.
that would
With
be?
talent? Yeah, I think
Dude,
so. Southgate's
he
an
will
idiot.
do so much. They already had the Italian. And imagine now a perennial winner.
Dude.
It'd be amazing. Well, guys, because the Germans were having so much fun, we need to get back to reality here.
Awesome. Wow.
What the hell happened there?
That's the German police being very German policey about things.
I know, but which fan base is causing
way,
those?
that's-
Pulling through a
By
beer
the way,
bottle at one of them.
by the way, that is close to the stadium. Like
That's a normal
like
day
right
in
there
Pinellas
behind that
County.
is the train station that leads to the stadium. Like that's
Oh
in
my.
Berlin, like right next to the Olympiastadion.
I just knew Germans couldn't have that much fun without some like consequences happening
I
in the
think the
background.
Florida, our police department's worse. Yeah, here.
Florida's its
Yeah,
own.
there will.
And by the way,
the one thing.
It's like a normal day.
You guys have a curfew now.
Normal.
Florida
Yeah,
has a curfew in Miami. They're like,
And
you can't be on the
also-
beach after 8.
Yeah,
Unless you got lots
The,
of money, obviously.
I definitely don't see any kind of hooliganism happening in 2026 in the U.S. I don't. I wouldn't advise it.
You'll get shot.
And
Yeah,
also, why
pretty
are
much.
we blaming the police for doing their job?
Hey,
Why
I
are
mean,
we blaming
that
the
wasn't
police?
you know
for
what?
doing their
Bad.
job?
Could you? This Sal will probably be able to answer this. Could you imagine how much shithousery you would get if you get a bunch of tourists going into Compton trying to act like it's the movies? Could you imagine that? Just like, could you imagine just someone with the tourists going into Compton like, oh, this is movie for my Dr. Dre, right?
Yeah.
You're actor
Well-
in his movie, yeah?
Yeah, SoFi Stadium's in Englewood, so yeah, that could be funny. I just think like they'll probably try to like find some like Airbnbs and stuff and think like, oh, it's close to the stadium, and then you're like, where am I? So
And they all get robbed.
just take Ubers, guys.
Oh, guys, you can't be making Rob jokes, man. It's too soon.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
terrible.
Shit.
This was fucking tragic. This story.
Yes, it was.
This was tragic.
That was
Like,
crazy.
So, yeah, if
guy
you don't
was
know-
in his house with his family. Like,
Yeah,
that's
Baggio
wild.
got robbed at gunpoint, and
Do we
yeah.
know where it happened though?
I thought it was Paris, was it?
Was it in Paris?
I don't know.
That's
let's
crazy
look it
when you're robbing people when they're in the house. Yeah.
And especially Baggio. Baggio hasn't played in like 20 years. He's like broke now.
I don't think so. No, man, that guy's got money. Oh, he's loaded. Like he has like businesses. I think I do remember.
He's got a farm. That's what I remember.
Yeah,
Dude's
it's
got a
Oh
farm.
no, this happened in Italy.
yeah,
Oh,
Alta
in-
Villa Vicentina, Northern
Yeah, in
Italy.
Vicenza, yeah.
It's probably some Fiorentina fans that were still petty about his transfer.
That would not surprise me. It's freaking tragic.
Does that mean they will come for
Yeah,
Chiesa?
that's crazy.
Does that mean they will
Yeah.
come for Chiesa?
I saw, you know what?
No.
No, Chiesa lives in like a pretty like. I remember watching his documentary that Juve did on him, and they were showing his parents' house or whatever. Pretty nice play. Enrico did okay.
He's entitled. He's an
Enrico
entitled
did all
little
right.
shit.
I
That's
can't wait
it.
till the hitmen come to Toronto to whack Bernadeschi.
Look, listen. All
mean
I'm
whack
saying
him
is
off?
like, dude, Chiesa is an entitled little shit. Like he's very talented. Again, very, very talented. Like, yes, he's got a good dribbling skills,
not.
but like he just thinks the world revolves around him.
He's good at handling balls. That's why Drake likes him.
And Diddy too. Like,
Yeah,
God.
Jesus, guys.
Wop, 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 wop.
Oh shit! All right, is that the cue? Is that the cue,
Yeah.
guys?
Did we
Shit's gone
cover everything?
downhill.
Did we cover everything? I think we covered everything.
Do you
Sure.
do you want some Salamaker? Do you want some Salamaker stats before we go?
I don't care.
Toss me some salad makers.
Toss me some
So-
salads. I mean, makers.
So he has more yellow cards than gold. How many yellow cards did he have? How many goals did he have? Guess.
7 yellow cards, 5 goals.
I'm already liking this guy. I don't care.
5 yellow cards, 4 goals.
Fuck, I was off.
Jeez.
And now, he had
How many
one
own
red
goals?
card less. He had 1 red card less than assists. How many assists did he have? How many red cards did he have?
0.
1 red card, 2 assists. I'm
Yep.
just looking it up.
Jeff got it.
Yeah, I just
No,
looked it up. I
you
cheated.
got
but,
it. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
sorry, he
Wow.
seems to me like a petty player on the pitch, but not much production. So please stay away, brother. Please stay away.
I don't know,
Man,
dude. I don't know.
if you give me equal amount of cards to goal contributions, I don't want you, man.
Oh man, no, you need a guy like that in your team though. Like we had Paredes last year. I'm not saying he needs to play and that you need to spend a lot of money on him, but you need a guy that you throw on in the 92nd minute to get a red card.
Yeah, but it's Bologna. They will want 25 million for a guy that get red
Like I
cards
said, for a
us.
good deal. If you get a good deal.
I mean, I just don't get it with this overinflating prices. Like Calafiori does not want to go to the EPL. He wants to go to Juve.
They're trying to
it's
pull us
like-
to Swallow.
Hmm?
They're trying
I
to pull
get
us to
it,
Swallow.
but you're not. No, dude, just stop. He's not going to Tottenham. Like he's
do
not
you
going to
know
ruin his career.
Hey,
I'm
do you
sorry.
know what is Do you know what is crazy about that? 3 days ago, I believe, there were reports from England that Liverpool is interested in Calafiori because they want a Virgil van Dijk replacement for when he leaves.
No,
And literally
not gonna
yesterday,
work.
literally Liverpool yesterday made a statement on the press conference: we are not looking for a center back right now, and it died off completely again. So Calafiori is like right now, like nobody from is interested.
I mean, even if you're
Thankfully.
Calafiori, going to Liverpool, you're not dealing with Jurgen Klopp. This is a new coach. I know a lot of people. I know you said he was good, but he's still unproven in my eyes, and then probably even in Calafiori's eyes. Like at the end of the day, it's like, are you going to go to a team that is just completely brand new, or are you going to go to a coach, to a team and a coach that you've been previously playing with? So obviously, going to Juventus for Calafiori is going to be a lot better.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
for sure.
the crazy thing is, I think the English media would thrash him completely. Like his first season in the Premier League and being a starter, like it would be crazy.
No, yeah, no.
Like
he's not ready
he would,
for that.
he would be
yeah,
good
no.
for Arsenal, Manchester City, which are teams that are set right now. But he would be only a rotational piece. If he goes to Liverpool, like he would play like high minutes, so he would be exposed, in my opinion. So the best decision he could make is actually Juventus, in my opinion.
I agree. No, and I also think like not a lot of Italians thrive in the EPL. I don't know. That's just me. Very few do. So
Jorginho.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. There's most players. I think you can say that about most players, right? That they tend to do well within their home country. I think anybody does that, right? Like, oh, I have to go because I've done it where I go to a different country to work. It's just not the same.
No.
Yep.
You want to go somewhere where they love you, right, Ronaldo?
All right.
Yeah.
Where did that
Ronaldo
come from?
agrees.
Snuck that one in there. Didn't even know that one
Yeah,
existed.
I think a lot of things in there.
Oh, dude. Ooh, I haven't noticed.
That's the idea. Only when it itches, that's when you notice.
Oh shit! A couple weeks later, you're like, "What is this rash?"
Oh, exactly. Why is it oozing?
Oh boy! All right, guys. I think that was it. That was amazing. It's good to have the crew and Jeff and Sal as well. This is
I think
great.
we broke Sal for a minute, but it was worth it.
And
Right,
always
Lukaku?
remember. And always
You just
remember.
wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
not today's game.
No.
Oh
No.
boy!
Fortunately for Lukaku,
Yeah, that brother's starving.
did not eat that well.
Oh shit! All right, guys. Well, a bit of the
Trevor Dave's
housekeeping.
muted. I think he was going to do some housekeeping, but he muted himself. There you go.
That was the housekeeping.
I'm
Shut
back.
David up because the true champion,
No.
is here.
No, it wasn't actually housekeeping. I wanted to give Sal some credit because even if Italy doesn't do shit in the Euros, we still have an Italian winner.
Oh no! Damn.
Just remember, I had him third. In my predictions. So
being third down the line for
I
your
have
dude
it
isn't
right
too
here.
bad. It's when you're like 8th or
I
9th.
know. I have it. I have it right here. Hold up. There.
all right, good.
I have it.
I've got receipts. Bro pulled up the receipt counter right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you
I
know the
wrote,
funny
I
thing.
wrote everything down, man.
Yeah, the funny thing is like out of all the Italians I've heard anything from, Sal was like the most reasonable. Because it was funny because like as much as I love Sam Adamo, Sam was hyping up this Italy team way too much. Then Sam's like,
that's a shtick though. He's doing that.
Everybody.
he's doing it. He's like, okay, guys, you need to do a post pod, talk about this game. We got humbled a little bit. And it's like, well, I mean, you got humbled because
you got wrecked. You're just
you know what it was though.
Sucks. They can't convert their chances. That's
what it is with Sam. Obviously, his demographic is very Goomba-esque. I think that's the only piece. It's the only people that listen to him. I'm pretty confident. But that being said, is he underhyped the Euros last time he was doing the coverage? And then he realized, like we all did, that, maybe we're going to win this one. And we ended up winning it. So I think this time he's coming in a lot more strong, with a lot more confidence that, like, maybe we have a chance. But it's
what you're saying is he's coming prematurely.
Or post-maturely. Too late. Like the other dudes already blew their load, and he's just walking to the room.
See, that's interesting that you say that, because like I actually went into that Euro thinking Italy was going to win it from day one.
Really, I had Spain, but what if? I mean,
I thought they were. I had them last time. I had them quarterfinals, at least, and
then
because I was convinced France was going to win it. When Switzerland knocked France out, then I was like,
I saw Italy after that.
I was like, all right. I was like, just maybe.
No, to me, honestly, 21, from the first game on, I said Italy, because with how it was actually incredible. Like, all of my family said, but they may be shaky defensively. The defenders are old, and I said, but that is winning you goddamn titles. And with how they played, it was beautiful football. It wasn't like sitting back, just countering at everything. They actually had ball possession at everything. It was beautiful.
They've been trying
and from all the teams, Italy played the most beautiful football. And for me, they were like after the first game, they were the favorites for me immediately.
So after Ventura, right after that, just complete shit show. When Mancini, when Mancini came on, they basically he had him playing Spain ball, and Spalletti kind of kept ball possession, we'll ping it around, whatever, which is fine when you're playing, quote unquote smaller nations, but it's not going. You can't play Spain ball against Spain. So that's what happens.
I actually commented on that earlier. The thing is like I think you need different profile players. You need people that can do like a high press, like they can constantly press whenever they lose the ball. And I feel like the Italians are a lot slower than the Spanish.
They don't
on top of that part is a lot of the players from Spain are very much younger, so they're able to run a lot more. So the thing is, that's the thing. Like Spain, for me, are favorites to win. Or they're like one way from winning the cup if they just know how to convert their chances. That's the only thing that's like holding Spain back, is like converting it. They don't know how to convert their chances. It's like reminding me of the previous Euro where Spain was good. They were passing the ball, moving it like tremendously well, but when it came to the final third, they couldn't score.
The thing that's sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, that was like pretty much on Spain. So to me, like for this Euro, I think it's going to be between Spain or Germany, but it's going to depend on who's going to put the ball in the back of the net. Because I feel like a lot of teams can't really finish. I don't know what it is. They can't score. They're struggling to put the ball back. And maybe France would be the team that is going to – maybe France or Portugal, I think, are going to be like either Ronaldo or Mbappe are going to be the guys that probably are going to be the top goal scorers, but that might not be the case either. But just because I don't think like they're having a hard time putting the goal in the back of the net. So yeah,
this Spain team for me, it's different because we always concentrate on, at least since post 2006, it was always Spain's midfield, right?
Mhm.
And not to say that their midfield still isn't one of the best in Europe, but
It's
their
I think it's
wingers,
above
incredible.
average. It's
their
above
wingers
average.
are better than,
It is-
in
it
my
is,
estimation,
yeah.
what I've seen the
I
first
think
two
it's
games,
great.
their wingers are better than their midfielders.
Yeah.
So,
See,
which
but
be
is
honest,
outside of like, for example, outside of having like, for example, Spain has always had the issue of creating chances and never putting them away. The only time that they never had that issue was when David Villa was playing for them.
Mhm.
That stint
Yeah.
that they had David Villa and
David
Fernando
Villa.
Torres, like that's always been.
Oh my
that's
God.
always been Spain's
David
MO.
Villa and Fernando Torres, man.
Yeah,
They
they
were
give you guys,
phenomenal,
they gave
yeah.
you nightmares. I know that.
It gave me nightmares too.
I think
Yeah,
I think for
dude,
me
they
with
gave-
the
they gave
Albania
everybody-
match, I was like
dude,
really
they
glad
bet
that
everybody
Rodri
over.
got sent out. Like he's not playing the next match. I was glad.
So for me, it's like Spain's midfield to me isn't their greatest strength. It's more so how they're playing on the edge.
That too. No, yeah.
Because I Rodrigo's great. Gavi and Pedri and all them and company are also. I think it's because like Morata can facilitate the ball to the wingers so damn good. It's nuts, man. Because like for
I think-
example, that's you can't beat it.
No, honestly though, I think like even Fabian Ruiz and Rodri has just been really freaking good. Like they've just been on point.
Can
Like
I
Fabian
say
Ruiz has
one
been
thing
playing
about
good
Rodri?
this
I think
time
they're great.
because I've never been a fan of him, but like he's been good. He's like literally like has changed his game. Like
You mean
playing.
the guy that Max wanted in January, but Gentile said no?
Yeah,
Ruiz.
that Ruiz.
Can I-
Yes.
He
Can
wanted
I-
him
can I
already
say
in
the
June.
one-
He wanted him last June, July, and he didn't get him Ruiz.
Go ahead, Sal.
Did anybody notice Rodri had basically like that header that Donnarumma saved? It was amazing. Do you know who was covering Rodri on that sequence? Does anybody like to take a guess?
I think it was an Inter player.
No.
Oh, wait. Wait for it. The TikToker. The one. The only.
Yeah.
Who?
Yep. Yeah. Just gonna put that there. Just a
Sal,
man.
but he has Sal. He has great defensive capabilities. He's
Yeah.
going to be the next best right back. He tracks down. He covers the field perfectly well.
Yeah.
I don't know what everyone is talking about.
Yeah. So just wanted to put that out there, guys. So just saying. And the funny thing is, like Fratesi, I watching him play because he doesn't really get a ton of looks at Inter, and I was always wondering, like, damn, why? You know what Fratesi is to me? He's a poor man Scott McTominay,
That's funny. I don't disagree with that.
right?
Because Scott McTominay is the best scorer.
At least, but you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't do any good midfield things. He gets into the box, and if he gets an opportunity, he'll score the occasional goal. Except McTominay scored bigger ones for Man U. You know what I mean? Like, but he's
So
like, what?
Oh, he was
I
also
haven't-
the best scorer.
I haven't thought of it that way, but until you said it, I'm just like, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a poor man Scott McTominay, which is sad. It's really
I don't think
Like,
sad.
I don't think he's that bad though. I don't see him as that bad. I think
McTominay, no,
he needs
but
to play.
Fratesi's
He
a
needs to play
lesser
somewhere
version of
else.
that.
But
Yeah, he's a lesser version of that. But it's also like if you have him in your midfield, like,
Where do you put him?
right,
What do you get out of him? Nothing.
Right. not when you need possession and incisive passes and, you know, like tracking to like get the ball back. Like that's not what Fratesi does. But he's
Well,
taking
he's more
up
of an
the spot. He started
attacking-
it every game.
he gives me
You
more
know?
of an attacking midfield vibe. Like,
But he's not
Yeah, but, like,
creative.
yeah, but I know what
Yeah.
you mean.
Yeah, and he doesn't create. Like you have to get the ball to him. You know what I mean? Like he's just in my he's taking up space in that midfield, right? And it's really sad, and it shows a lot about this current Italy team, right? Where to me it's the weakest I've ever seen, and I've been watching the Nazionale since Italia '90.
Hey
this
man,
is
don't
by
trigger
far-
Marco.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
did
I mean,
tell-
even the 2010 Italy was pretty bad, brother. Like, I mean,
Cool.
even like Italy in 2010 World Cup was pretty
still-
rough.
yeah,
And
but
then-
that 2010
then, like you
World
had
Cup was-
2014.
you put those World Cup squads in this Euro, they're better than this team.
I don't know, man. That's tough.
I don't think so, man.
don't think so.
2014 Italy is a lot better than this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about 2010 at least. We're talking at least like
But
the 2010.
2010, you still had a lot of holdovers for those 2006. Those guys 4 years older from that World Cup winning team are way better than this Italy team, without question. It's not even like in the realm of possibility. This team is weak. We have guys starting who don't even start for their club. They're like second, third option, and they're on the team because there's nobody better. This is a historically weak. And by the way, at least those 2010 and 2014 teams qualified for the World Cup.
So let me read off the 2010.
This team is probably not qualifying for the World Cup. I'm sorry to say. Like, if I have to be that guy.
1 sec.
So the 2010 roster was, so we had Buffon, we had Maggio, we had Crisito, we had Chiellini, we had Cannavaro, we had De Rossi, we had the GOAT, Simone Pepe, we had Gattuso, we had Incognita, we had Di Natale, we had Giuliandino, we had Marchetti.
You know what I would do to have Toto Di Natale on this team as a striker? You know what kind of felonies I would commit?
Well, don't say them on the internet.
Do people realize the Toto Di Natale that actually scored against Spain and when we were grouped with them in 2012? That Toto Di Natale.
Oh, I thought Di Natale was filthy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's why
I also thought Fabio Quagliarella was filthy too, prior to like getting his ACL torn with the Gigi Del Nieri era. Because I remember like half of that season. I remember that season in Del Nieri, like Quagliarella was like on fire, and I remember like after December we just went to shit. Like that was it. He was the guy.
Yeah, I would even take a Balotelli and a half-washed Cassano on this team.
I'll take a Matri.
Right? But that's what I'm saying. This team is weak. It is very, very weak. The fact that we still had an opportunity to tie that game against Spain I was laughing. It was hilarious to me that we were attacking at the end of that game and we had a chance to tie it up. And the funny thing is, because Croatia, they might be playing a little better, but you can score on Croatia. Like, this is a very bad Croatian backline.
Mm-hmm.
So bad enough that Italy can tie this, get second, most likely get paired with Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
There's a weird outside chance that this Italia team can make a quarterfinal, which is insane, which they shouldn't. And by the way, if you would have told me at the beginning, hey, this team can make it to the quarterfinal, where do I sign? But this is a weak team. Let nobody else. Don't let your dudes, doing podcasts in a Bensonhurst basement tell you different. This is a weak Italy team, guys. A weak Italy team. Make no bones about it. So
there's the mic drop from Sal.
And on that note, guys, hit the music. We're signing off on that mic drop. Oh yeah, the music.
It's there. Takes it away. Sorry, guys, we do have to cut it out. Sal just said,
Later, guys.
Sal, you can stick around. I mean, you don't have to leave us, but
he pulled out quickly. The moment where I told him I was about to bust, he just yeeted. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We will catch you Wednesday for the Tinfoil Hat Show. And stay thirsty, my friends. Stay thirsty.
Don't forget, race weekend. Expect a pod coming out tomorrow night as well. Go Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm going to make you question that.
Go McLaren.
All right, guys, good to be back with the whole crew. We will catch you, if not tomorrow for the pod, then, of course, Wednesday evening, same time, same place. See you then. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
When in doubt, whip it out.